What's up? It's Ryan. I'm back. I have another shoe overview for you. This time it's the brand new Altra Solstice. Let me just say that this is not my typical running shoe, but this one really surprised me. I have some thoughts about it. I've got about 50 miles in these shoes, but first things first, let's go back a couple weeks to where I unboxed them and gave you my first impressions straight out of the box and showed you what they look like new, because now they're kind of dirty. This next pair is a shoe that I've never worn, I've never seen in real life. So this is the Solstice. Ooh, check that out. So right away, my first impression is that these are incredibly light. Really nice heel cup. Feels like you're gonna fit in there really well. The upper is pretty solid around the back, and the front, it's pretty thin. First impressions, this is gonna be very lightweight. This is probably gonna be a lot like the Escalante. I can see this being like a 5K up to maybe 7 or 8 miles in, maybe a half marathon race. Probably not a trainer that you're gonna wanna put a lot of long miles on, but just a really lightweight. Let's see, flexibility wise, it's pretty good. Not as flexible as the Escalante. I think I'm gonna like this shoe a lot because the Escalante was just a little bit too much give for me, and this seems like it's got a little bit more structure to the sole. Down there you can see there's a little cutaway. You can see right there, yep. It's got like a little carbon fiber. That's what they're going for with the look. This is like a ink overlay. Nice ventilation in the front. I think if these get wet, they'll dry really fast. Really simple, straightforward, kind of like old school. The tongue, okay, so this is a good thing to know. The tongue is really thin. There's not really any padding in there. Really cool colors. I'm really digging the colors on this one. These are the brand new Solstice. Okay, so let's talk about these shoes. After running in them for about 50 miles, they are crazy light. They are 6.9 ounces. They feel very, like, they make you want to run really fast, but they also make you want to run correctly. Obviously, the ultra foot shape design, so your toes can splay. Like, you really have a good connection to the ground when you're running in these shoes. There's not much of them. Like, there's not much shoe here. It's just a very simple, minimal upper, minimal sole. There's not much on your foot. Like, they're super light, super fast. They're best used for obviously running on roads because the sole is like basically flat. Best for speed work, anything where you just want a really light trainer on. I actually wear these for recovery days. Typically, like on the weekends or so, I'll be able to get in at least 1 or 2 runs that's like 15 to 20 miles, if I'm lucky, 20. And then, so like on the following day, like on a Monday or something, I'll just go for a shorter, like 6 or 8 mile run, and I'll just wear these, and it really helps me hold back. I'm not just gonna like slam around in these shoes because there's not much there to protect your foot, so you're gonna be a little bit more careful. So you actually, I found myself running more properly and just having better form. They feel like a slipper. In the past, I've really worn like really high cushion shoes for recovery days. Recently, I've been trying something new, wearing these during recovery days, and I think it's been helping a lot. But like I said, the upper is just super breathable. Like, it's this mesh, it's super thin. Like the sides here, there's almost nothing there. Can you see that? Is that coming through? You guys see there? I don't know if this is working or not. Very, very thin. That was kind of cool. Very thin, very breathable. It basically feels like you're not wearing shoes at all. Really cool feeling. Because of the way the uppers are designed, I've had like no hot spots, no blisters, no nothing. Like, it's just basically like wearing a second sock. There are some things that you have to know when you wear these shoes. Because they are so minimal and so light, and the fabric is so thin, and there's just not much shoe there. So if you're gonna run like a really technical urban road setting or something, like doing ladder drills where you're going out and back, and doing a lot of turns, there's not gonna be super stable. There is a lot of play, like back and forth in this, and that's the point. Like, they're supposed to be super light. The fabric is supposed to be super breathable. There's supposed to be nothing here. With that, there is a trade-off. It's not a very robust shoe. The other thing is, unless you're really used to minimal shoes, you're probably not going to want to use this as like your only daily runner. You're probably going to want to rotate it in with another pair of shoes, like maybe with a pair of Torins, but If you're used to minimal shoes, then go for it and it'll be great. Just keep that in mind if you are thinking about picking up a pair of these. It's definitely no frills, there's no crazy features. It's a nice entry level, it's pretty cheap, minimal road running shoe. It does the job that it's supposed to do and it does it really well. And some people have asked me, why would I get this shoe instead of the Escalante? Okay, so here's my personal take on these shoes. You've got the Escalante, you've got the Solstice, and you've got the One. All of these shoes are very similar in how they feel, but there's enough difference that I think they all hold their own place in the market. I think there's something for everyone. With the Escalante, for me, it was the most like freeing shoe I've ever worn. With the Ego sole, super plush, and then you've got this knit upper that's just like totally different feel than anything out there. A little bit more plush, but less stability. And then you've got the Solstice, which is not as plush of a sole, same kind of upper design where you're not really gonna feel it, but a little bit more stability. And then you've got the One, a much firmer sole and more stability up top. So this would be kind of your more technical road running shoe. This would be more like your free, like just less stability. And then this Solstice, I believe, falls right in the middle. That's just where it sits for me. I do think there are enough differences between all of these that you could literally, you could have all of them and be happy and use them on different days. But anyway, to conclude, I really love these shoes. I don't think they're gonna last super long though, but I also don't think they're really designed for that. On the bottom, as you can see, there is one little section of rubber. The rest of this is foam. So if we look closely, I've already put quite a bit of wear on these after only about 50 miles. I don't know what they're gonna look like at 200 miles or 300, but they're cheap. So you can go through a couple more pairs of these than you would another pair of shoe. But if you take care of them, don't rip them open. I do think that they'll last long enough to justify the small amount of money that you did have to pay for them. This is a solid first version of the Solstice. I think if Altra decides to keep this model, they're going to continue to improve it and it's going to get better and better, and we're going to like it more and more as time goes on. But if you want a really light shoe for training on the roads, getting some speed work in, or even using it for recovery like I'm using it, try out the Solstice. Let me know what you think. There is an Amazon link down below. You can click on that, check it out. Also, Amazon throws some spare change my way when you click on those links and use it to shop. So thank you so much to all of you that have been using those links. It's really helping me out a lot, helping this channel out a lot. So thank you very much. Let me know in the comments below what you think, if you've ever tried out this shoe. I'd love to chat with you about it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.